Hi, in this video I'll show you how to work out the size for a tenon template on the pantorouter, and this time around I'll try to do it without using a whole lot of equations. The pantorouter cuts rounded tenons by guiding the router bit around the piece of stock to be cut, and it needs to guide that router bit in a circular motion around the edges in an arc shown roughly here. So I want to cut a tenon for this particular shelf that's 1/2 inch thick, and I'm using a 5/8 inch diameter router bit. To guide this around here and leave 1/2 inch, I need to add half of 5/8 inch on each side, or 5/8 inch total, so that coming from a 1/2 inch tenon I get to 1 1/8 inch of an arc size that I need to cut. Now the pantograph on the pantorouter will double the size for the template, so the template needs to guide that guide bearing around a path that is now twice the 1 1/8 or 2 1/4 inches. So I need to guide it around like this. The bearing here is 1 inch in size, so the template needs to be that much smaller on each side, so a total of 1 inch less. So the template essentially needs to be 1 1/4 inches thick, and that's all there is to the math. So you take the tenon thickness, add the router bit size, double that, and then subtract the bearing size, and that tells you how thick that needs to be. And for the width here, you do exactly the same operation. This width plus the router bit size, double it, subtract the bearing size, and that gives you this dimension here. So it's that simple to work out the dimensions for a pantorouter template. To mark the half round on the end, I set my compass to half the width of the wood, and now I'm just using that to figure out where I need to put the center. I'm going to go a little bit in from the end and in the middle here and just draw a semicircle. And now the width that I need for this template is on the caliper. So I need to go to here, come in by 1 radius from here, and find the center of that again with the compass. And now going to center here and marking the second arc. I'm pretty happy with the shape I got out of this thing straight off the bandsaw, and I'm going to mount it on another template. And I'm just going to put this one on with screws instead of gluing it, just in case I need to make a minor adjustment to the fit. Now to align this template so that it produces a tenon that's vertically here centered in the stock, I'm just going to check this by moving the bit so that it's centered right about where my stock is, and my guide bearing should be centered on the template. Looks like I need to lower it just a bit. For the horizontal alignment, I don't actually want it centered. I want the tenon to extend just to the edge of the piece of wood, so I put the guide bearing here and make sure that I'm on the edge of the piece of wood here. So that tells me I can put my fence here. Well, that tenon came out a lot smaller than it was supposed to, and I was puzzling over my math where I could have gone wrong. Maybe the template's the wrong size, and then I realized I still had the 3/4 inch guide bearing on there, whereas I made this template to work with this guide bearing, so I'll just have to put this one on now. I could cut the corresponding mortise on the pantorouter as well, but my slot mortiser is much more convenient. So let's see how those fit together. Close enough. I labeled my template so next time I need a tenon that size I'll know exactly which template to use.